So, you want to become a supply chain manager? You're in exactly the right place. In this explainer, we're going to lay out the blueprint for you to land a career in this awesome field. Let's get right into it.
We've all seen those ads, haven't we? Companies like Blinkit and Zipto promising to have groceries on your doorstep in a wild 10 minutes. I mean, it feels like pure magic. How on earth do they manage all the stock, the transport, and the warehouses to actually pull that off?
Well, the answer isn't magic at all. It's an incredibly powerful field called supply chain management. And here's the best part. You can be a part of this fast-growing, super important industry.
Okay, so how do you get there from here? We've boiled it all down into a simple 5-step roadmap to guide you from total beginner to an absolute pro.
Here it is, the whole journey in one shot. We're going to start with education, then we'll move on to mastering the core concepts, embracing technology, getting some real-world hands-on experience, and finally, building out your skills and your professional network. Let's dive in.
First up, we got to build a strong foundation. This part is all about covering the essential educational and conceptual groundwork.
And that takes us to step 1, starting with the right education. You can think of this as your entry ticket, the thing that gives you the fundamental language and principles of the entire industry.
So what does that actually look like? Well, a bachelor's degree in business, or even better, supply chain management, is your ideal starting point. A master's degree isn't totally necessary, but it can definitely give your salary a nice boost and open up some more advanced career opportunities later on.
Now, once you have that educational base, it's time for step 2. You've got to master the core concepts. These are really the pillars that hold up the entire supply chain.
One of those key pillars is procurement. Put simply, this is just the process of sourcing and buying everything a company needs to operate. We're talking everything from raw materials to software.
Then you've got logistics. Think of this as the master chess game of moving stuff around. It's all the detailed coordination of getting products from point A to point B as efficiently as possible, and it involves people, warehouses, and transportation.
So, just to recap, you'll need a really solid grasp of these 4 key areas. Inventory management, which is all about knowing exactly what you have and where it is, procurement to get what you need, logistics to move it all efficiently, and strategic planning to make sure all these different pieces work together like a well-oiled machine.
All right, now that you've got the foundational concepts down, it's time to talk about gaining modern experience. Because in today's world, theory is pretty much useless without practice, especially with all the new technology that's changing the game. This brings us to step 3, embrace technology. And you absolutely cannot talk about technology today without mentioning generative AI. It is completely revolutionizing how companies forecast demand, plan routes, and manage logistics. Staying current here isn't just a good idea, it's non-negotiable.
Which leads us perfectly into step 4, get hands-on experience. You can't learn to swim just by reading about it, right? Well, the exact same thing goes for supply chain management.
This is that really important point in your journey where everything you've learned in the classroom
Finally meets practice. Working on real projects is where these concepts truly start to click, and it's how you begin to build real, valuable skills that employers are looking for.
And this is a perfect illustration of what that means. You could find yourself working on a project to optimize inventory levels, which can reduce waste and save a ton of money. Or maybe you're tasked with redesigning a warehouse layout for maximum efficiency. This is the kind of experience that really counts.
All right, you've built the foundation and you've gained some experience. Now for the final and most crucial part, launching your career and turning all of that hard work into an actual job. And this brings us to our final step. Step 5, build your skills and grow your network. This is a constant process of polishing both your technical abilities and your soft skills, like communication. So get out there, attend industry events, join relevant LinkedIn groups, and start connecting with professionals who are already in the field.
And finally, it all comes down to these 3 critical actions. Get certified to prove your skills, secure internships to get that all-important real-world exposure, and prepare like crazy so you can absolutely ace those interviews.
You know, certifications in specific, high-demand areas can really make your resume shine. For example, getting certified in a particular data analytics tool or a popular software shows employers you have the practical, data-driven skills that modern supply chains absolutely run on.
And please do not underestimate the power of preparation. Practicing with mock interviews is one of the best ways to walk into the real thing, feeling calm, confident, and totally ready to impress.
So that's the roadmap. We already know that AI is revolutionizing today's supply chains. The real question is, what will you build for the supply chain of tomorrow?